Hello everyone and welcome back to the Warrior Cats Challenge here in Sims 3. And oh my goodness, look at all of the cats walk by. I have missed them so much. And yes, this is not an actual Sims 3 Warrior Cats episode just yet. And before you break out the pitchforks and start coming after me for my blood, please understand that we are currently moving. I am actually talking to you from sitting on top of some cardboard boxes. It's very difficult to record in here. There's actually not enough room for the keyboard and the mouse side by side. So the keyboard's in my lap and the mouse is on the table. And basically it's really uncomfortable right now, you guys. But I wanted to reassure you, I am going to be working on Warrior Cats. And I am working on them in the background. And after we move, I actually have some really exciting ideas for what I want to do with the Warrior Cats Challenge, which includes weekly... Geez, where'd the kids go? Did they just teleport themselves away? This is supposed to be a Behind-the-Paws episode, not a blooper episode. Why is it just like little honeypot ants crawling around in the background now? Oh gosh. All right, well, we're going to roll with this because while we wait for it to calm down and stop glitching out, I can tell you guys how I am planning on doing the Warrior Cat series after we... Oh gosh, is it really... Oh my goodness. I'm free. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, deep breaths, Seri, deep breaths. It's okay. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what we're doing with the Warrior Cat series once we hit Michigan, once I finish moving to Michigan. So I wanted to let you guys know that yes, this is a Behind the Paws episode, and what we're going to be doing today is actually preparing MossClan for summer. So last time we prepared Branch Clan for summer, and now we're going to prepare MossClan because it is summertime, and we do have a lot of things that are going to be coming up. Like Honeywish is going to be having kits, so Honeywish is going to be delivering some kits to us, and Robin Kit is about to age up, and so is Red Kit. They are right on the cusp of aging up into apprentice age, so hopefully they will become apprentices next time. We still have to figure out if Tommy is going to be staying. There's a lot going on, and the clan is very tiny, so clearly we need to find ways for it to grow. It's very tiny compared to Branch Clan, which just had so many kits, which also means they just had a lot of new potential risks to their clan, since more kits means more potential deaths. As sad as that is, they are warrior cats. They live in the wild. That's how life works. But I wanted to let you guys know that yes, this is not a proper Warrior Cats episode. This is another one of our Behind the Paws episodes where we sort of talk about the mechanics that go on behind the challenge and behind the series. You guys can provide ideas. I can give you ideas. And I wanted to let you guys know that yes, I will be actually doing more Warrior Cats. No, I don't know if I can do it right away because it's very uncomfortable on this move. I keep having to like pick up the keyboard that I have in my lap and put it down on the table to do things, and then pick up the mouse and put it down on the table to do things. So please be patient. It's just really physically uncomfortable and awkward to do the recording right now. I will try to get maybe one episode out before we finish our move next week. And once we get to Michigan, I wanted to reassure you guys, this is kind of the Behind the Paws ramble to let you know this. I have plans for what we're going to do with the Warrior Cats. We're going to have hopefully more regular episodes. And we're going to do that not only with the big episodes, but we're going to have mini episodes sprinkled throughout the week. So I'm actually going to start pulling up, well, do you think we should get rid of the dandelions? I feel like they're kind of more of a spring thing. So we're going to pull up most of the dandelions from MossClan. Well, let's see if we find something we can replace them with first, while I tell you guys about the mini episode idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our main episodes. We'll probably still have anywhere from 2 to 4 of those a week. And there'll be the big episodes with gameplay. But because our cats have advanced so much, and we have so many cats, so many characters, so many plots going on, I want to start doing like... Hopefully the goal is a Warrior Cats episode almost every day of the week, and some of those will be smaller, like 10 to 15 minute episodes that will just cover the story. It'll just be all like story based, it'll all be roleplay based and scripted. And it will catch you guys up on characters you don't really get to know very well. Like, I want to be able to interact with each of the individual kits. I want to be able to show you guys what's going on in Robin Kit's life. And I want to be able to show you guys what's going on between Honeywish and, say, Briarstalk. And Honeywish and Silverfang. Honeywish and Lionstar. I want you guys to be able to see how the cats between the clans interact. Because the gameplay is about to get a lot more deadly. It's about to really pick up because we haven't had that many deaths. And I acknowledge that fact. And in the books, cats are dying dying left and right all of the time. So I hate the idea of potentially losing some cats, but I understand that's just the way the series works. But I want an opportunity to look into all of the individual cats' personalities before we kill them off. So we will be doing those mini episodes as a way to just show the story, the personality, to advance tiny plot points, and then turn it back over to our gameplay. Keep in mind, warrior cats, and I am going to remove some of the dandelions when I talk about this. Warrior cats is not like the books. Our challenge series is a video series. It is not like the books. I cannot pre-write days worth of episodes because every single gameplay episode can change everything in an instant. The last time I tried to pre-write episodes, you guys, was right before the meteors hit. I had like 5 episodes written out and I couldn't do a single one of them, and I wasted days of work because I couldn't make it happen since the meteors destroyed everything, and that taught me an important lesson. It taught me not to do that again. Also, I think we're going to remove all these pink hydrangeas. So we're going to remove a lot of the pink things, and I think we're going to go with more green tones. So yeah, let's go around and we'll remove the pink things in the clan, and then I'll tell you guys like what's up while I do that. But yeah, last time I tried to pre-write for warrior cats, it just went well, and we won't remove these little guys. I think we'll actually make these guys show up more because they're really pretty. Yeah, the last time I tried to pre-write, it just exploded in my face, quite literally. So I can't pre-write it. This isn't like a book series where I can make each character like perfectly scripted, and I can have the perfectly tight taunt plots and just the right arch. It's totally different because it's gameplay, and so the gameplay changes on us from day to day. Maybe that's too many of those. The gameplay changes on us every single time I boot up the game. I don't know what's going to happen. That's part of the huge amount of fun for me, and that's very different from writing a book series, and that's why the series comes off as sometimes a bit slower or a bit different, maybe perhaps less violent than it does for, well, maybe I do want to keep the cherry trees. Are they different colors in different seasons? We'll have to see. But yeah, that's why the series comes off as so different than the book series, because this isn't a book series. This is a gameplay series where things change from day to day with the gameplay. So that being said, I am going to start making things a little bit more violent. What do I mean by that? I just mean that the random generators are going to start coming down a little bit harder, and they're going to start treating the cats like we should, warrior wild cats, who are going to battle more. They're going to experience a lot more loss. They're going to experience a lot more triumphs. They're going to experience just a lot more diversity of things they have to fight. They're warrior cats in their life. But to do that means that we do accept the risk of losing a lot of these cats and of them dying. How would you guys feel if Honeywish just died? How would you feel if like Branch Star lost all his lives to a monster? How would you feel if Sea Whisper died? It would really suck because we love those characters. But I feel like if I do those mini episodes, well, they'll go between the gameplay episodes. The gameplay episodes will advance things in major ways every time because of what could happen in the game. And the mini episodes will just take what's currently going on and show you guys insight into the cats' lives so that you can get attached to those characters. We can appreciate them. We can enjoy them. We can savor the little funny moments. We can savor learning more about their personality before they might die the next gameplay episode. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I feel like if we do those little mini episodes where I can express their personalities a bit better, I can let you guys get to know the cats a little bit better, then it's not only going to provide more warrior cat content for you guys, it's not only going to show you more into the characters' lifestyles and personalities, but it's also going to let me feel more comfortable with letting characters come and go, die and be born and get into big battles better, because I will feel like even if that character has only maybe had a very short life, we got to know them better. And when we have when we get to have all of our cats, like we don't know Red Kit. So on the one hand, maybe it wouldn't be a big loss if a hawk came along or a coyote came along and ate him. But on the other hand, I would feel like that's such a pity because we didn't get to know him. And I feel like it would be easier for me to take the risks and to let our cats potentially die more often, as terrible as that sounds, if I knew that we had had an opportunity to get to know him a little bit better through our gameplay. Through those little mini episodes. So that's all I mean. I'm pretty much repeating myself right now, but that's why we would have the mini episodes, so that I can ramp things up in terms of the drama, in terms of what you can expect out of our truly like wild cats. More battles, more foxes, more coyotes, more rivals. We might start introducing some cats who really want to start coming in and beating all of these cats up just because that's what they do. We might introduce maybe a dangerous dog who decides to like make residence up in the lake area. And then if our cats die, I'll be able to accept it a little bit easier, and I'll be able to push the stories towards those more dramatic, intense battles, because I will feel like at least we had an opportunity to get to know them in those mini episodes. So yeah, we are starting to get a lot of cats with all the new kits being born. And I know the trade-off of that is that life needs to get a lot more violent because they are wild cats. Well, and violent, like not on purpose, not violence for the sake of violence. Life needs to get a lot more risky. That's what I mean. We're about to ramp up the risks for our warrior cats. All right, so that being said, enough babbling on that, and I hope you guys are excited about that. It may mean like maybe only 3 instead of 4 gameplay episodes a week, but it will mean there's going to be a lot more mini episodes where you guys will get to know the personalities, and a lot more StarClan Speaks episodes and things like that. So we might be switching more towards that. And as I mentioned last episode with Branch Clan, I'm going to tell you guys about the mechanics of how I made things work inside of the new Google Documents that I'm still working on. That's something I'm going to be working on while I am moving, actually, is working on the Google Documents for the clans so that you'll know which cat is who. Each cat will have a profile. You'll be able to find links to important episodes for them, summaries of their personality, and so on. So I'm going to be working on our Google document. Make sure you check it out because it's really, really, really useful, especially if you're new or you just need a refresher of which cat is what and who. And those Google documents will eventually also contain like links to the random generators, so you guys will know the random generators. And that is where you'll be able to find like the majority of the information. And since it's summer, I'm going to put clovers kind of everywhere here in MossClan. And clovers growing in the fertile soil left behind from the ponds drying up. I think all of the ferns would have dried up for sure. But we'll leave behind lots of clovers kind of coming in. So we'll have kits playing in the clovers. Also, I'm not going to let the spirits of the land like bother bathing anymore. I'm just going to cheat their needs up because they're just, we're ignoring them for the sake of the cats, more or less. Like ignoring the fact they have needs because they're supposed to be a rock spirit and a tree spirit. Why do they need to take showers? So there's that. Yeah, we'll put lots of little clovers all over the place. I like these clover patches. But yeah, there's going to be... I'm not going to really talk about the mechanics behind the random generators anymore. You guys just need to trust me that they're there, and I'll talk about them in these rambling little Behind-the-Paws videos, and you can see them in the Google documents. And otherwise, then you can just sit back and enjoy the story, and when a cat's portrait color changes, instead of me having to go, okay guys, I rolled it, and it was a 42, and they have these modifiers, I can just tell you guys, okay guys, it looks like Lion Star has chronic hairballs. And then you can just like roll with it from there. And it'll also let me get everything updated a lot faster because sometimes the math part of doing the random generators bogs me down and prevents me from making episodes faster. And I'm pretty sure you guys just want episodes faster. So we'll do that. Mini episodes faster, more StarClan Speaks. I might even do some alternative AU universe episodes like what if Honeywish really fell in love with Doges? Dun dun dun. Or what if like I don't know, Branch Star was really like super goofy. You know, we might do some funny episodes like that every now and then too. Oh, it's like a giant question mark. Oh, that's adorable. Okay. All right. I'm just going to close this up a little bit so it's not such a question mark. There we go. So clovers everywhere for MossClan for the summer. And then someone else had a really great idea of putting a pond right here. And I loved that idea. So we're actually going to fill this all in with water where the meteor hit. And we're going to fill this up and make this a new pond. So this is going to be the new pond. If I can get it in here. Yeah. Well, I think first I need to like raise the... Whoa. Okay, let's level the terrain over here. There we go. And then I'll turn it into a pond. All right, there we go, water tool. And then we'll put the meteor back in it. I wonder if there might be like some tiny alien fish. That would actually be really suiting, wouldn't it? If like some tiny alien fish could come up out of this meteor now and just start swimming around the primordial pond. That would be kind of hilarious. All right, but yeah, so let me know what you guys think about that. More frequent episodes, even if some of them will be smaller, but the reason that they're smaller is because they'll be roleplay episodes geared around the personality of the cats. I also plan on doing perhaps less gameplay episodes every week as a result, because that will let us explore the plot a little bit better, and explore the cats a little bit better, because if the plot doesn't have to move because of the gameplay, then I can actually have a little bit of a plot before it has to all change again, because I don't know, a boat crashes into Branch Clan, or the ice cream truck like mows down half the cats in the clan. Who knows? We'll figure it out. All right, so anything else for summer over here in terms of physical appearance? I think, yeah, making it just really, really green is kind of something I'm going for right now. It has been a whole season. Willow and Lizard Paw will be waking up most likely, as you guys know. So that will indicate that the forest is recovering. I think I want to leave, well, I think I'll remove some of the burn marks. We'll leave some of the other burn marks because perhaps, like over here, for instance, perhaps it was just so completely blasted that even if the lawn, even if the grass, let's see, that's too bright, is starting to recover. Mowed lawn, autumn grass, short dark grass. Woo, this is really dark grass. What the heck? Blue grass? New. Okay. What grass matches this? Dark rural grass? No. Is it forest? Light rural grass? No. Wow, this is really dark grass over here. What the heck? That's not quite it. I guess I just have to play around with it. Is it Bermuda grass? No. Okay, normal. Let's just try normal grass. Maybe it's just normal grass. All right. And there we go. We'll make it nice and big. Yeah, we'll just kind of go with this for now. There we go. Much better. All right. Fixing up the clan. I think that this area would have recovered, and now they need to make a bunch of moss beds, which we might provide as a challenge for them. But yeah, so there's that, you guys. I do want to make more Warrior Cats episodes. I want to make them more often. I want to make them with increasing frequency. There we go. We'll kind of patch this area up. And I'm sorry we haven't had very many of them recently. I just am really physically uncomfortable even while I'm sitting here swapping between the mouse and the keyboard. But you guys, Warrior Cats, I don't plan on ever ending it. I really don't. And I plan on making it better and better. So I really appreciate your patience while I figure out how to do this. I think if you came back here this time next year, we would have like an amazing Google library that would be totally filled out with all these different cats and their lineage. And it would have like epic stories and fan art and fan fiction linked left and right. And it would just be really cool. I think with the trees, like all of the stuff back here dying, maybe like an opportunistic tree would have come up. Let's put like some tiny opportunistic bushes, just one or two, or even like scraggly grasses that may have started coming up at the back here. Not hydrangeas. We'll dig through something and find like some sort of straggly grass that would have attempted to grow back here. Oh, that's really cute, actually. I like the lazy daisies. We'll go put a bunch of, yeah, like this guy. There we go. And then I think maybe these guys would have even died off because of the fire. And so it just shows that we really need this area to recover. And maybe this area recovering will be something that Lizard Paw might be able to help out with and come into the spirit of the land powers that he has. Oh, goodness. And I feel like I just need to keep explaining. Yeah, we'll have more Warrior Cats episodes, and they will be shorter. Not all of them. Like, the gameplay episodes will still probably be around 30-40 minutes. And the gameplay episodes are what advance everything pretty significantly. And in between all of that, we're going to have more of the roleplay episodes just to get to know the characters. And we will have more episodes. I plan on making Warrior Cats probably one of the absolute staples. It'll be like one of 2 or 3 series that must happen on my channel. I just need to be in my office and not sitting on top of a cardboard box. And please remember, it's still such a new series. The way I'm doing it is still so new to me. Everything about this is so new that as the months go by, we're just going to get better. Those random generators, the list of random events that could happen, the ways we record, the ways we produce things. We've only been doing this since March, April, May, June, July. That's 4 months, and we've already accomplished so much. And I plan on accomplishing so much more and sharing these stories, sharing these clans, sharing how we're learning to make this work with you guys for a long time to come, possibly years to come. I'm not joking. Look at what I did with zoo crafting. That's almost 1,000 episodes. I don't know if we'll get that far in Warrior Cats, but I'm devoted to it. And I just wanted to reassure you guys about that. So, all right, there's that ramble. There's that ramble. If you guys still have questions or frustrations, and again, please remember, this isn't like a book series. I can't write it like a book. And I used to publish work, not like tiny work, like a short story and a poem. And so I know the way, and I took classes. I was going to be an author. I took like writing courses at university. I have written for years. I've role played for years. I used to run a role playing forum. I know how plots are supposed to work and characters are supposed to work with tight cohesion and more tension and the release of the tension and the climax of stories. And guys, this isn't like that. Unfortunately, it can't be like that because this is active gameplay. However, I'm going to do my best to weave some great stories, some great characters, and really honor these characters and bring them to life, especially in those little roleplay episodes, together from the randomness of our random generators and the randomness of what the game has to offer. So if you guys can be patient with me on that and understand that because this is something where I'm letting the random generators have the power, a lot of the things that happen aren't things that I picked to happen. They're things the random generators made happen. Fern Creek, like what happened with her, a lot of the diseases, who survives a snake bite or not. I often get people going, you should have killed that cat. And yeah, maybe plot-wise, the tension would have been better if I did, but I don't take control like that. I let the game and the random generators take control, and then it's my responsibility to try to weave a story with the results. So yeah, please be understanding about that's why the results show up the way they do pretty often, because I'm letting the game control this, because that's how I think the story can be more interesting, if not more like a traditional story. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and fill this in. I really like filling these patches in. I just feel like clover needs to be everywhere this time around. And I think I will decrease these little pink flowers. I think these pink flowers will just like be kind of like columbines. They sometimes grow in groups, but often are just found like scattered on their own. And I can't really think of anything in particular, like decoration wise. I do kind of want to have like a little daisy area to indicate Willow healing and Willow waking up. So I think we'll do like a little patch of daisies and maybe a patch of clovers. Ooh, these are pretty. I know I'm gonna use that for the 3rd or 4th clan. And I do have other clans in mind too. So yeah, just hang in there, you guys. Please have patience with me. We will get to all of those things. But again, I only have minimal control over what we do because we go by the game and the random generator, and that's why we're gonna have the roleplay episodes, so we can try to explain things a little bit better and give you guys a bit of a more comfortable padding with getting a chance to understand the characters before we start making things a lot riskier, as should be done with warrior cats. So I'm done trying to explain myself. If you guys still have frustrations or questions, then of course, go ahead and ask me and talk about it. That's what these Behind-the-Paws episodes are for. And I just hope you guys can remember, like I said, this is active. It's a game. It's an active gameplay series challenge. And the story you see woven here is not like hardcore plot written down. I can't write ahead. I tried and it got destroyed, so I don't do it anymore. Enough. I'm really trying to justify myself like that because I'm so nervous that you guys, because I get so many angry comments about like, you should have done X or you should have done Y, or like, why did so-and-so survive? Because the random generators did it. And that's what I go with. All right. So enough chit chat about that. I'm really sorry if I went off on a tangent on that. I feel like I needed to clear the air about it. And I did want to clear the air that there will be more warrior cats coming. And let's go ahead. And the last thing we're going to do, I kind of want, like, I want it to look like Willow gets to like pop up out of the ground and she's like, I have survived. I almost died, but I have survived. So Willow's going to hang out over here. All right. And we'll make like a little clover patch for her. And I have a feeling this may be the new spot. Like this is where she recuperated, so the plants grew up around her. And this may be the new spot where maybe Lizard Paw and Mossleaf come to work with Willow. A little clover field. At least it's a clover field in the summer. So that's going to be quite interesting. All right. And yeah, no more. Ooh, sunflowers! Oh, I don't think they would be good in the forest, but we need to take the sunflowers and we'll have to do another behind the paws where we just decorate one of the like faraway lots that the cats can visit. Oh, and that's the other thing. I want to start making some of the prey, or at least some of the plants, mostly some of the plants, season dependent. So if like in MossClan, as long as we have that plant or the seeds, we can grow at any time because of Willow. But for the other clans, the other 3 clans we're going to be having, if they want to find, say, sweetgrass, that's only available, we'll say that's only available during the summer. And so we'll have lots that you can find the sweetgrass at that'll be outside of clan territory and contested territory or risky territory. And if they want any sweetgrass, it may only be available during the summer, or it may be available if they come and either trade or raid MossClan stores. So there is that. All right. Oh my goodness, I'm still so nervous about like how, oh, daisies of our lives. We're gonna do this. We're gonna sprinkle little daisies in. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I am in love with it. There we go. We're just gonna like sprinkle little patches of daisies. Oh, that's so awesome. Yep, and this will be where they come, and this will be where they train together. So that's wonderful. There we go. All right, and so this will be the spot where they'll be able to hang out. Wonderful. And now let's just check the prey animals. So by debug on, and we'll figure out which prey to swap out. And I think the wildflowers may get a little bit lighter because it's going to be harder for them to grow. Maybe not that light, but it's going to be harder for them to grow when it is so shady in the forest from the trees growing. All right. And then just one last time, if you guys do have more questions, comments, complaints, concerns about the Warrior Cat series, let me know. Let me know. I am totally all ears about it. And like I said, the whole point is just to get better at what we do, to make it better and better and better. All right. Oh, and we need to remove the fish spawners from the now non-existent ponds. And in trade, I think that summer in the forest is actually going to represent a lot of birds, because summer here means there's birds absolutely all over the place. I'm not sure, maybe some reptiles. I think maybe in these open areas, it'll probably actually be pretty easy to find reptiles. So let's see if I can find, let's see, sea life, fishing spawner, fishing, bird, lizard. There we go. So I'm pretty sure over here, especially because this is where the ponds used to be, we'll make it so you may potentially find a bunch of lizards. So lizards, there we go. And maybe like a couple more lizards. Not so much the large birds. We've never had the large bird spawners actually work for me, actually. But I guess we'll go ahead and put like a large bird spawner down over here, because I think it would be going after all of the small birds, because we have so many small bird spawners. I'm going to add in a few more, because yeah, small birds would be what I would expect to see a lot of during the summer, because that's when the babies are starting to fledge. That's when a lot of the birds are breeding. So it wouldn't surprise me to see a ton of small birds, and we might see less insects as a result. So we really will like see, I think that these insects, there'll be less of them because the birds are eating them, and probably less of these guys. And there might be like one sneak. He's kind of like hiding over there. And I think there's not as many rodents right now because they're out and about, scurrying about and doing things. Probably less wildflowers in the middle of camp because things are going to be shadier over here. And I bet there's probably less rodents, but then some rodents hiding over here because it's next to where the honey is at. All right, good. So yeah, MossClan camp is pretty big and they have a lot of benefits, but as a result, I'm going to try to really keep what kind of resources are available over here pretty sharply controlled. And we're out of the pond, so I think the turtle would have wandered off. He's like, there's not enough food over here. All right, and then maybe another reptile. I just feel like the sand right here would mean that we would get a lot of reptiles trying to rest in the prey pile, coincidentally, and maybe even nibbling off of it. Who knows? All right, so I rambled. This is a very long, silly behind the scenes episode yet again. However, we now have gotten quite a bit done. We have gone ahead and we have changed over MossClan, so it is ready for summer. I have let you guys know some of my concerns about how this is not a book series, so I have to write it differently, and a lot of what happens is the result of the random generators. I'm not going to be talking about the random generators in active gameplay as much anymore. You guys just need to trust me that I'm using them, and that we're a constantly evolving series, and I do plan on making this, like making episodes and producing the episodes and providing them to you guys in a timely, organized manner in the future. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to reach that goal. But guys, that's kind of what my career is going to be. I'm not joking. I'm a full-time YouTuber now. And with your constant support, as long as you guys are still there supporting, liking, viewing the videos, sharing it, it's really surreal to find it popping up on forums everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, people are there. People are like begging me to make plushies. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it costs $400 just to design a plushie, you guys. I don't know if they could sell enough to make up the investment cost. But seeing all of that, as long as you guys do those things of just supporting the series and helping me come up with ideas and helping me know what I need to do to keep it where you're enjoying it, then we'll have it all the way into the future, because that's how serious I'm going to devote myself to it. I still have multiple series on my channel, don't get me wrong, that I take care of. So don't forget that. But just know that what you see isn't just me. All of this is because of you guys and the ideas you share and the Behind the Paws episodes and the support that you give. And so you've brought this world to life. You've brought these stories to life. You're bringing these characters to life. And I am so immensely grateful to all of you for that. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Warrior Cats will be coming back. And like I said, once I get settled again, I'm going to work really hard to make it practically like my career. It is going to be my career. Not practically. This is going to be something I take that seriously. And I don't know if I'm going to be really good at it. That doesn't mean I'm going to be super like talented at it or anything. But it does mean I am going to devote myself to it like that. And however you guys end up like letting me know what you like and letting me know what you enjoy and letting me know what you want to see more of, that's going to come to life because of you. So don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to share your ideas. I'm trying to get really, really organized, and I'm going to be working on the Google documents and everything over the next few days to try to prepare things a little bit better for all of us. There you go, Robin Kit. Go ahead and sniff your brother. There you go. He's so cute. You're both so cute. But I'm going to be working hard to try to prepare things like that for all of us in the background while we are settling in for the move. And I'm done rambling. I'm done rambling. I feel like I got a few things off my chest about this series and letting you guys know how serious I'm going to take it. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, guys.